We'll now look at an introduction to the coordinate plane. The basic idea of the coordinate plane is we start with two perpendicular number lines. We tend to do one vertical and one horizontal. And these intersect at the origin, 0, 0. So that's this point right here. The horizontal number line we tend to call the x-axis. The vertical is the y-axis. And these number lines do break up our coordinate plane into 4 regions, known as quadrants. Quadrants tend to be denoted with Roman numerals. We start at the upper right and move counterclockwise. So the upper left is quadrant 2, bottom left is quadrant 3, and the bottom right is quadrant 4. Now that we know a little bit about the plane, let's look at plotting some points. And our points are of this form a, b. The first number listed in this ordered pair is to tell you how far to move either left or right from your origin. So we always start at the origin, and that first number, a, tells us how you should move left or right. If a is negative, we move left. If it's positive, we move right. The second number, that b, tells you how far to move up or down. If it's positive, you move up, and if it's negative, you move down. So let's look at some examples. So here are 6 points. We want to plot these and then determine either which quadrant they're in or which axis they lie on. So first is A, 2, 5. So we start at the origin, we go right twice and up 5. That puts me right here. So that's point A. B says -3, -1. So we move left 3 and down 1. There's B. C says 0, 2. So we always start at the origin. We don't move left and right at all. We move up 2. There's C. D says we move left 1 and up 4. E says we move left 4 and up 0. And finally, F says we move right 1 and down 3. We also wanted to know which quadrants or axes they were in. Well, A would be in quadrant 1. Quadrant 2 is then directly to the left of that, so the top left. That holds point D. Quadrant 3 is the bottom left. That holds point B. The bottom right is quadrant 4. That holds point F. The horizontal axis is the x-axis. That contains point E. And then the vertical axis is the y-axis, and that contains point C. So we now have all of these points plotted as well as which quadrant or axis they're in.